race cars, real racetrack, real drivers, real pace truck. Heck, we even have real announcers too. MaxSpeedTV and LeithCars.com brings iRacing to your home on YouTube. Watch the next round of the Leith Direct 100 iRacing Series Tuesday night on a virtual Southern National Motorsports Park.
Here comes the 66 of Ethan Johnson.
Featuring drivers, spotters, and crew members from Southern National and Wake County Speedway, competing for a virtual Leith Direct 100 trophy. Watch live on MaxSpeed TV's YouTube channel and on Facebook at Leith Cars.
Welcome, race fans. Tonight we're back here with the Renegade Racing League, and they are at Watkins Glen tonight with the ARCA cars. They're going to be doing 50 laps here. Got a new member in there right now, Nick Mullinex. We call him Mucinex. I know him from another league that I do. So you'll be hearing me call him Nick Mucinex. Anyhow, he is at the top of the leaderboard right now, doing a great job. All right, coming up tonight is also the Loose Lug Nut Series and the IS Car Series. And tune in tomorrow night, folks, for the Nork Indy Car Series and also the other IS Car Series. So lots of IS Car Series coming up here on MaxSpeed TV. Let's take a look at the race analytics coming into tonight. 80-degree air temperature, 101-degree track temperature. A little bit of a wind out of the southeast there, about 7 miles an hour. 50 laps are doing here tonight. That's 121.5 miles. Tire window about 20 to 30 laps. Now the fuel window about 15 to 20 laps, but they're only running 50% fuel. So just kind of keep that in mind. So they will have to make at least a couple of pit stops. Pit road speed, 45 miles an hour. Hey Napa, how you doing? All right, let's go to the points here. The point lead has actually changed now. Wesley Johnson no longer in the point lead. Philip Bedford takes that over, but Wesley back 8 points back. Christopher Heller in third place, 9 points behind. Daniel Nanny in fourth, 15 back. Jake Miller in fifth, 23 behind. Patrick Hasty moved up to sixth place there. He is 47 back. William Barbagelata in seventh, 52 back. Brandon Dennis in eighth, 59 behind. Justin Benda in ninth, 76 behind. Samuel Hoff in 10th, 78 behind. And 11th place is Spencer Dewsbury, 84 points back. Matthew Daniels in 12th, 87 back. Mark Benda in 13th, 91 back. Nicholas Wing in 14th, 93 back. Nicholas Martin, 15th. In 94 back. Jacob Manning in 16th, 102 back. Kyle Hall in 17th, 107 behind. Cole Bradley in 18th, 133 back. Daniel Desert. Hold on, I got to get my cheat notes out here. I had that spelled out so I wouldn't mess it up. Don't know where I put that. Durzik, excuse me, Durzik. Okay, Daniel Durzik in 19th, 142 back, and Samuel Liotta in 20th, 140 back, or 145 back. So that's your points coming into tonight, folks. Only a handful of races left, too. I believe I think there was 4 or 5 races left, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how these guys do here. Wayne Finley was supposed to be here tonight to help me, but I'm not sure if he's going to make it. He had to work today, and he's on Eastern time, doesn't get home till a little bit late, so I don't know. We'll see. See where they go to. I gotta see where they go to next. They go to Pocono next week. Yep, Pocono. Whoop. Clicked on the wrong channel, sorry. But yeah, that's where they go next week. Philip Bedford, your pick? I'll tell you what, old Nick Mullinex is almost 4/10 quicker than second place Jake Miller. So it could be a good pick. You know, you just never know how these guys are going to do it. So, you know, Nick could go out there and pile it into the fence and have a bad day. So you never know. They do have one reset here tonight. Of course, three green, white checkers, but they won't need them here at a road course. I'm hoping my internet holds up for y'all. I don't know. It's really, really sketchy right now. Just letting you know, it's really sketchy. Jumping all over the place. And I don't know what the deal is, whether it's a YouTube thing, because Josh was having trouble last night as well. Could be our position in the United States comparable to Google out in California, which there's a lot of protests and stuff going on out there. And, you know, a lot of videos being uploaded to YouTube. Could be a busy place right now. So, I don't know. Hopefully it holds up here tonight. I'm praying. I mean, like I said last night, I had a horrible time last night. Maybe tonight will be a little bit better. Maybe tomorrow night will even be a little bit better than tonight. You never know. I had actually threatened to go to Twitch tonight because I tested today on Twitch and it seemed to be okay, even though they're located out in California, but they've got several servers around the United States, Atlanta, Dallas, Washington, Ashburn, Virginia, New York, Chicago. They've got several, you know, around the United States so that you can choose from. And I did a little test broadcast up to the Twitch channel today, and it seemed to be okay. But this afternoon, it kind of seemed to clear up a little bit. And I went to the backup server on YouTube, thinking maybe that might help. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you all for joining us here tonight. We do appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up on the video if you don't mind. And please subscribe if it's your first time here. You can check out our full broadcast schedule at MaxSpeedTV.com. And follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. Folks, we're going to step away for the national anthem. We will be right back, so don't go anywhere.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land? I'm not afraid. we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, stand of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, just that star, spangled banner, gave way for the land of the brave. In the home of the
All right, we're back. And qualifying's just getting started here. Nobody's turned in a lap yet, so. Got a big blinker there. Jake Miller, man, he is blinking bad. Running the Jack Daniels car tonight. Nick Mucinex out there on the track. Stay on there. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Morton Stalled. I forgot about that. Yeah, he used to run that before a long time ago. Usually he's running the Mucinex paint scheme on there. It's Molinex, but we call him Mucinex. Hey Brendan, how you doing? I think Wayne's trying to get a hold of me. I think he messaged me on iRacing, but I don't know if Wayne, if you're listening on there, yeah, I'm in Discord. All right, so Nick Mucinex is at the top of the leaderboard right now. He backed up that fast practice time with a good qualifying effort on the first lap. Jacob Manning in second now, bumping Jake Miller down to third. Spencer Dewsbury fourth. Trying to see if I... Wesley Johnson to the top of the leaderboard, knocking Nick Mucinex down. Oh, the cheese just got a little more binding there, folks. Now we got about 10 qualifiers. I'll make that 11. That's pretty cool that Wesley actually took the pole there away from Nick Mucinex. I think I was kind of thinking maybe Nick was going to be able to drive away from the field, but it doesn't look like it now. Wesley snuck that one in on him. Huh. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Wayne's going to be able to make it in or not. He said he's having trouble, but I can't. I don't know. Wait and see. He wanted me to call him. Well, I can't. I can't call him right now. Hey, Steve. 95. It looks like that's going to wrap up qualifying. Okay, let's run down through the starting grid. Wesley Johnson grabbing the pole with a 1 minute 11.973. Nice lap there. Nick Mucinex will start on the outside of the front row, or I should say on the inside because it's actually inside on road courses. Jake Miller will start third. Phil Bedford in fourth. Jacob Manning fifth. Daniel Nanny sixth. Christopher Heller seventh. Spencer Dewsbury in eighth. William Barbagelata in ninth. Brandon Barkuski in 10th. Daniel Durzik in 11th. Chris Phillip will start in 12th. Kyle Hall 13th. Michael Suit in 14th. Matt Daniels in 15th. Samuel Hoff 16th. Chip Park 17th. Brandon Dennis 18th. Now I guess that's it. 18 drivers. Have a smaller field this time. Oh, somebody's taking an EOL. Uh-oh. Very interesting. Wesley Johnson took an EOL. I'm actually kind of surprised that they made him go all the way around the track because usually they kind of start on the backstretch somewhere, but maybe not here at Watkins Glen. Been a while since I broadcast a race here at Watkins Glen, so. Well, an EOL is like, say like you decide you don't want to start up there in the front, even though he qualified on the pole. They can give you it's the end of the line. It's like you can request it. Some leagues don't even allow you to do it. But all right, pace car's in. Here we go, and green flags is out, and we are underway here at Watkins Glen. Everybody's separated out quite a bit there, trying to make it through the first corner. Looking good so far. Up the first hill we go. Nick Mucinex taking the point. Right behind him, Jake Miller, Jacob Manning. Oh, Phil Bedford. There he comes. He is our point leader right now. beating Wesley Johnson last week there in the points, so he's up to third now. Great job for Phil Bedford. Still side by side there with Jacob Manning. Manning had a pretty good run here. Now here he comes back now on the inside. Oh, a little loose there by Daniel Nanny. Nanny, if you remember last week, had a very good car at the beginning of the race and kind of fell back and struggled to get back up to the front. Good driver, though. And Nick Mucinek's going to lead the first lap of the race here. So he'll collect the bonus point right off the bat. I know he came in late through the season here, but I know Nick from another league that I broadcast, and he's a good driver. He loves these cars, too. So everybody that is out there started the race is in the race. Wesley Johnson, now he goes back to 11th after being on a pole. Oh, we got a spin back here. Who's that? Brandon Barkuski. Looked like there may have been some contact with another driver. Let's go see what happened here. No caution. They don't usually have cautions at road courses like this, so it was down into turn one here where they got together. More than likely just a miscue here. Not sure when somebody was there. It looks like the 89 was there, got into the corner of him and spun him out. The 89 also spun as well. So, and the 64 gets a piece of that. Almost got a piece of it. So good job. Good save. He's not hurt. He's okay, but he's back in the field a ways. It's like Michael Stute might have spun it around. He did. Boy, he destroyed that car. I don't know if we can catch that or not. Let's go back and see. He just destroyed that car. He went straight into the fence going into the corner. Oh, my gosh. Well, they have one reset, so he is on pit road and getting it, or trying to make it to pit road, looks like. He's having difficulty. Jake Miller's still hanging on to second. Phil Bedford into third. Still trying to get up there a little closer to these guys. Maybe challenge Jacob Miller for that second place. Behind him is Daniel Nanny. Nanny, like I said, had a good week last week. And come back and actually finished, I believe he was in the top 5. If I remember correctly. Parts flying off of cars and everything now. Boy, this new damage model on these cars is pretty awesome. And they've got the camera shake now, which is really cool. You'll see it here in just a minute. I got it turned down a little bit. I thought at first it was kind of a little bit of an overkill on the camera shake. So I turned it down just a little. It was kind of, it was pretty bad. If they have it set on like full bore, and boy, when the camera goes by, it really shakes the camera. But it is cool looking. All right, Nick Mucinek. Running about a 2.8 second lead now over Jake Miller. Seems to be hitting the marks pretty good. I mean, they're only on lap 5 of 50, and they'll be looking to make pit stops here somewhere around lap 15 to 20. They'll be making their first round of pit stops. Bedford, and Daniel Nanny. I love this track. This is one of my favorite road courses here. I really love this track. Christopher Heller in 5th place, picking up a couple positions. Wesley Johnson driving on by. Holy smoke. Him and Jacob Manning just drove by. Wesley on his way to the front. He's 8.2 seconds back. That's a lot of ground to make up, but he wanted that EOL at the beginning of the race, and he got it. Oh, there's a spin right in front of him. That was Daniel Nanny, too. Gets it back going. Didn't hit the wall. Good thing. But that just put Wesley Johnson into 4th place now. Well, they told me to keep an eye on Brandon Dennis. Here he is back in 11th place, but he has picked up 7 positions since the start of the race. So Brandon working his way closer to the front. Going to try probably get inside that top 10. He'll be coming up on Daniel Nanny next. Daniel just had that spin, so that cost him a lot of time on the track. And he probably got those tires a little bit angry, too. Samuel Hoff in 12th. He's picked up 4 positions. Matt Daniels in 13th, picking up 2 positions. Kyle Hall, 14th. He's actually dropped 1 position. There's a camera shake. Pretty cool. Chris Phillip in 15th now. Brandon Barkowski had that spin there at the beginning of the race, and he's got himself back into 16th. Everybody's still on the, or I'm sorry, that is the last car on the lead lap. I take that back. Chip Park and Michael Suit are 1 lap down. Mullinex with a 4.3 second lead over Jake Miller. Closest battle that I can see on the track right now is Spencer Dewsbury battling here with William Barbagelata, and he does pass up Barbagelata. So he picks up another position, goes back into 8th position. Wesley trying to get a little closer to Phil Bedford now. So what's everybody thinking of the race so far? Yeah, pretty good race so far, ain't it? Christopher Heller up to 6th. Only picking up 1 spot. But I got to say, man, Wesley Johnson is starting to close that gap on Phil Bedford. So we're going to might see a pass here for 3rd in just a minute. Oh, there's a spin. Jacob Manning going around. And boy, he got a lot of damage on that car too. Man, oh man, did he ever get a lot of damage on that car. He's trying to get it going again. So Bedford looking back on 4th place, Wesley Johnson. Wesley getting closer. He's 1 second behind him. Looking pretty good right now. Jake Miller's still doing a little bit of blinking, but he's still running pretty good. He's 4.3 seconds now behind Nick Mucinek. All right, Michael Suit back out on the track. Just went 2 laps down there. The leader got by him. But he did get his car fixed up, got back on the track. A sweet looking car there too, Pepsi. DuPont. Must be a Jeff Gordon fan. Even running the number 24 on there. Well, that caused the leader to lose a little bit of time there to Jake Miller. Now Jake's only 4.2 seconds behind instead of 4.3. And Phil Bedford's starting to get company now. Wesley Johnson closing up on him. Oh, yeah, shifting is pretty cool. They got to do a lot of shifting here for 50 laps. Let me tell you. Lots of shifting. Third place, Phil Bedford. He picked up 1 position at the beginning of the race here. Actually, because Wesley decided to take an EOL, and now at Wesley, was our pole sitter, has closed the gap on him. Now he's down. Well, he's actually losing some time. No, he's staying about the same. About right within a second. Yeah, about right within a second. Lap car. Oh, wow. Off in the grass. That could be costly. Dealing with that lap traffic. And boy, that put Wesley Johnson right on his tail. Wesley may be looking to the inside here. Nope, not yet. He's going to save it. Oh, man, off in the grass again goes Phil Bedford. And Wesley makes that pass. Very nice. That's the way it's done right there, folks. All right, we're probably anywhere from 5 to 8 laps away from first round of pit stops here. Like I said, they'll have to make at least 2 pit stops. Yeah, they'll have to make 2. I think if they run it, right as far as they can run it, maybe lap 16 or 17, about 17 laps probably, then they can make it all the way on 2 pit stops. But Wesley, man, really picking up the position since the start of the race. That's awesome. Christopher Heller now up to 4th, passing the lap car there of Michael Suit. Hey, Brian. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you. Daniel Nanny now up to 6th. Nanny. I think it's Nanny. We call him Nanny. Close enough, right? Nanny. Oh, man, is he ever... Wow, he is really driving that car just a little too hard in the corners, I think. He's a good oval racer. Throw him on a road course, so sometimes that's where you kind of see whether the guy can use any of them oval skills on a road course. And he's struggling right now, but he'll be all right. He's doing good. Fanta car's looking good. All right, let's go back up and check on our leader right now. He stretched that lead out to 5.5 seconds over second place Jake Miller. Long ways back. Up, make that 5.9 seconds now back to Jake Miller. Wow. 0.6 seconds. Wow. He is really stretching that lead out. I hate to say it, but Wesley Johnson is closing down on Jake Miller now. 1.2 seconds. Hey, Steph, how you doing, man? We've been in Discord. Rush and I've been in there. Rush was still in there. I don't know if he is still or not. Nope. He must have left. So, but yeah, we were in Discord for a while there, Steph. Wesley trying to do what he can here to close that gap up on Jake Miller, down to less than a second now. I want to kind of stay with this because I have a sneaking suspicion Wesley is going to try to make a pass on Jake Miller. He passed the guy that took over the point lead from him last week, Phil Bedford. Phil's now back in 4th place. And now he's really trying to work it here and trying to get by Jake Miller. Down to 3/4 of a second. Pretty close right there. Jake's doing a good job of holding him off. I mean, he's holding his marks good, doing a great job. This is where Wesley needs to make up ground on him up through the S's and on this back long stretch. Really drop the hammer right now and go. Jake doing a little bit of blinking there. And that little slip, well, didn't look like it cost Wesley any time. Still a half a second behind. All right, Daniel Durzik coming from 11th to 7th. Picked up some serious time. Good deal. Yeah, these cars are like skating out here right now. And like I said, they will be coming up on their first round of pit stops here at any time now. They could come in. They could come in any time now. Well, that was costly for Nick Mucinex because he just lost a lot of ground there to 2nd place. And Wesley did take over 2nd place from Jake Miller. Sorry I missed the pass there. Gosh, I can't be everywhere at once. Sorry about that. I'm sure it was a good pass because I don't see anybody got any damage out of it. Jake is, man, he is blinking so bad. Well, Bedford's still in 4th place as he comes up the S's. And I'm just waiting to see when we're going to see any of the guys come in here. Mucinex now 2.9 seconds. Wesley Johnson is coming, folks. Well, what Nick's been working on here, though, is a lot of lap traffic. So he's really been being extra careful getting around all that lap traffic. And that's really cost him a lot on the track. Wesley only 3 seconds back. And here comes our leader coming to pit road. Oh, Wesley's coming in too. Awesome. Yeah. And Jake Miller. So all 3 of those guys coming in. So I'm not, yeah, Phil Bedford's coming in. But Christopher Heller's going to stay out, looks like. I think he wants to stay out long enough possibly to lead a lap, so he'll have to go around one full time here in order to get a lap. He'll have to make 2 laps around now. One so he can claim this lap lead, because he didn't cross the line in time. But let's see, okay, Mucinex out first. And he's got quite the lead over Wesley Johnson right now. Wesley just breaking the track, coming off pit road. So's Jake Miller. So 4.4 second lead by Nick Mucinex. Good pit stop. No errors, no fouls, no strikes, no balls, right? All right, so Christopher Heller, let's see if he does stay out long enough. He could come down pit road. He's got enough of a lead. He could come down pit road, cross the stripe before all them guys get to him. That might be what he's got planned here. I don't know. Yes, that is what he's going to do. He's I think one of the he is one of the last ones here to come pit road. So now if he can cross the straight before Nick Mucinex gets there. Nick's just coming off of turn 4 now. And he does do it and collects a bonus point. Very good. All right, Mucinex retakes the lead. He's led all but one lap now, folks. That's pretty good. Wesley Johnson, 4.8 seconds behind. It closed that gap considerably there earlier, but now after pit stops, and like I said, you always got to wait about a lap to get a little heat buildup in these tires. Need that heat to kind of, make them have a little grip. And these guys are slipping and sliding out here as it is. So, but Wesley probably feeling pretty good now. He's come from all the way in the back of the field after taking an EOL at the beginning of the race and running in second place. And his closest competitor is Phil Bedford, which Phil took over the point lead last week by 8 points. Oh, Brian, you're going to be turning 18? Well, wow. Well, if I don't see you, happy birthday, next month. Very good. That's a tough age, 18 is. Very tough age. Time for you to become an adult. You get to vote now. It's an important thing for an 18-year-old of being able to vote. Very important. Wesley Johnson now 4.8 seconds back. No, Steph, you really haven't missed a whole lot. Just, that's road course racing. There's no cautions or anything, but we've had a couple of spins. And 2 drivers out of the race now, Michael Suit and Jacob Manning. Those 2 out of the race early. And Wesley does not appear to be gaining much ground on the leader right now. Yeah, he's not really gaining. He's still 4.2 seconds back. I'm not sure our leader must have had. He's got a lot of lap traffic he's got to get by. So Nick Mucinex doing a good job. Jake Miller third, and quite a ways back to Phil Bedford now. He is 9.6 seconds behind Jake Miller, but he is 19 seconds behind the leader, Nick Mucinex. Started 4th, running in 4th. Good deal. The one I was keeping an eye on was Samuel Hoff, because he has chopped the field in half here. He's come from 16th to 7th. So he's doing an excellent job motoring with that car right now. And he's doing an excellent job of blinking, too. Boy, I'm not sure. He might have hauled F4 out of the race. He blinked. Yeah, he blinked out and he's gone. Oh, man. That was Samuel Hoff. Oh, he's back. He just popped back in. Wow, he was gone for a long time there. I think I have internet problems. He might be having some major internet problems. Wow. Wesley Johnson, 4.4 seconds. They stick true to their pit stops there. They'll probably want to go about another 13 laps to make their final pit stop. Yeah, but at least another 13 laps they're going to want to go. That'll put them in the window of making it the rest of the way. Oh, be careful there, Wesley. You want to catch those yellow curbs can be pretty bad. Sometimes those curbs can help you turn, and sometimes they really unload the back end of that car or make you spin. So, and that's a bad place up through them S's. When you hit one of them curbs coming up through the S's, it can be pretty horrible. All right, Daniel Nanny. Looks like he's closed up on Christopher Heller, wanting to try to get into the top 5. Nanny, man, just draws right up on the back of him, drives it into the corner, kind of deep right there. Oh, he loses it. Get back in that throttle too quick, and that's what happens right there. That just cost him about 0.3. He can make it up, though. Now he's a whole second behind him. Let's go back up, check on Wesley here. He is not closing the gap on Nick Mucinek. He's still 4.3 seconds back, almost 4.4. So he's not closing the gap. Another one out of the race early. Brandon Dennis takes it behind the wall. You guys are dropping like flies in here right now. What the heck? Now, William Barbagelata in 8th. Only picking up 1 position since the start of the race. Daniel Durzik has picked up 2 positions. He's got some serious damage on that car. He does have a reset, but he may be saving it. The car's still drivable. That's the whole key here, saving that reset. Don't pit if you don't have to. Don't pit and use that 1 reset you got. Well, my buddy Wayne, I guess, ain't going to make it tonight. He said that he gave up. He was trying to get in Discord and couldn't make it in. I don't know. It was really weird. He said that it didn't even show up, and it didn't show me in here or nothing. So I don't know what's going on with it. Kind of weird. Spencer Dewsbury, 10th place for him. He's dropped a couple of positions since the start of the race, but he's still hanging into the top 10. And I don't see any damage on the car, so it's looking good. We were talking about Daniel Nanny closing up on Christopher Heller. Now he's down to 0.9 of a second. You can see him close the gap up pretty good into the corner here, but last time he tried to get back in the throttle a little too quick, he almost spun it out. He did an excellent save, so he did pick up a little time there on Christopher Heller. Picked up about a tenth or two. Yeah, these are so light in the back, and then again, folks, it really does make a difference on fuel. They're only running 50% fuel here tonight, so think about that. That kind of makes the back end of the car a lot lighter and makes it a lot looser. So that could be part of the problem why they're having a difficult time right now. Dursey goes a lap down. He's got second place William Or Wesley Johnson right behind him. Did I say William? I meant Wesley. You know what I meant. Yeah, do you even remember back that far, Steph? 18. Gosh, I can't even remember being 18. I guess I was at one time. All right, 5.1 seconds up to Nick Mucinek. Wesley's having to deal with all these lap traffic here. He is really being extra careful to clear them. 27 gets out of the way there. That's Barbagelata. He goes a lap down. Only 7 cars left on the lead lap now. Next one to go a lap down will be Samuel Hoff. Well, we'll give the old Morton Salt car here a little bit of camera time. How's that? Doing a great job. He's been pretty consistent on his laps here and everything. So, and it doesn't take long for these cars to lose the tires on them, you know, either, because they've already slowed down a couple of seconds a lap. Yeah, Nick was 2 seconds slower than he was the lap before. Let's see what he does on this lap. Yep, right about the same, pretty much. About 1.8 seconds slower than his fastest lap, so tires are definitely a key factor here tonight, folks. Wesley Johnson, 4.7 seconds from the leader. Now, Daniel Nanny is still trying to catch up with Christopher Heller here. This is the closest race on the track right now. And Christopher Heller watching in his rearview mirror every single lap to see where Daniel Nanny's at. Hard to believe they got to feather that coming up through them S's that much. Boy, they're just that loose. Pretty amazing. Jerzik into 8th. He comes around to complete another lap. He is the first car lap down. William Barbagelata in 9th place, not far behind him, only 1.3 seconds back of him. All right, let's get back up to the front here because Wesley Johnson is starting to close that gap on Nick Mucinek. Nick may have slowed it down a little bit too. Oh, maybe not, because he just gained a couple of tenths on him. Nick knows he's there, though. He's staying right with them. Wesley gained a couple of tenths there on that turn. And Nick's going to have a bunch of lap cars coming up on him here in just a few minutes. He'll have to go probably another 4 or 5 laps here before he can make his final pit stop. And remember, folks, Wesley Johnson was our pole sitter tonight, but he wanted an EOL at the beginning of the race, so he started way in the back and has worked his way all the way to second place. So he must be definitely feeling really good about that car right now. Whether he's got something for Nick Mucinex up there in the lead, I don't know. But he's 4.4 second. Hard breaking into the corner. Passing lap cars. Good job. Now Nick Mucinex is going to have a lap car coming up on him here in a minute. And let's see if that slows him up any. That is the number 88 there, Matt Daniels. Matt running in 13th place. 1 lap down, is about to go 2 laps down. There he goes. He pulls over, lets the leader by. Good respect for a driver. That's very good respect. You always want to give the leader plenty of room to get by you. And that was a good clean pass on Matt Daniels right there too, because he actually pulled away even more on Wesley Johnson. He's now down at 4.9 seconds back to Wesley. Bedford, our point leader, coming in tonight was our point leader. Started 4th, running in 4th. So he's having a good solid night here. And even if they finish the way they are right now, Wesley would gain a couple of points on them is all. So Phil would still be the point leader by the looks of it. Christopher Heller closing in. Phil doesn't want to see him in his rearview mirror. And Christopher doesn't want to see Daniel Nanny in his rearview mirror either. But these three pretty close together. All within a couple of seconds. We've seen Samuel Hoff blink out really bad there earlier. Gosh, he was gone for probably a quarter of a lap and got his connection back, and he's okay now. Still running in 7th place. Like I said, the biggest mover out there today, because he has come from 16th to 7th. Although Wesley Johnson did come from the back of the field after taking the EOL. He's probably gained the most positions out there by doing that. But it's not going to reflect that on the starting here, because he was our pole sitter. That's Samuel trying to figure out how to get around the lap car there of Kyle Hall. Excuse me, Kyle Hall running in 12th place, and he's got damage on his car too. The guys are going to probably have to go a couple more laps here. Leader's coming up on them. They're going to have to probably go a couple more laps, because if he can go 2 more laps, then he'll be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. So it looks like he is going to stay out a little bit longer here. I'm sure once we see our leader come to pit road, we'll see Wesley Johnson duck in at the same time. That's what they did last time. That's probably the best way to do it. If the leader goes in, you pit too. Sometimes getting off a pit sequence can be helpful, and sometimes it could be bad. So if he sees the leader duck in, Wesley may duck in too. So see how it goes. He's going to have to go 1 more full lap after he gets back to the start-finish line. He's been out here 16 laps now, so he will have to go 1 more lap and make it 17. That'll be 17 to go. And then he can make it the rest of the way on fuel. I hope they got enough to make it. It would be a heartbreaker if you had to duck in just for 1 lap of fuel, wouldn't it? Stop and take 5 gallons of fuel. All right, let's see if he does go one more time around. It looks like he is going to. Yes. No, nope, he's coming in. Oh, boy. Wesley coming in? Yep, they're both coming in. So that means they're going to be a little bit short on fuel here, I think, folks. Maybe. Or maybe I miscounted. I might have miscounted. Yeah, because this is going to make them 17 to go. All right, they can make it the rest of the way. All right, my bad. I miscounted. I miscalculated on that one. All right, so our leader comes in. Wesley comes in. Wow, he drove it in there pretty quick, too. Hope he didn't get a speeding penalty or anything. 4 tires full of fuel. Nick Mucinek's away. Let's see when Wesley... Okay, Wesley's going to get away. Christopher Heller had just enough there. He's going to stay out for one more lap. He led a lap earlier by doing the same thing. Got 1 lap off of the pit sequence from the rest of the field. But he's got the leader breathing down his neck now. Nick Mucinek's coming at him. Nick's got them new tires. I'm sure we'll see Christopher come in this time by. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show here tonight. We appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us. It's always cool to see a lot of the regulars here in chat. And I don't know how our internet's, well, we did drop some frames here tonight, but it hasn't been as bad as it has been in the past. I got to say that. Maybe it's on the men's. Maybe it's on the uphill climb out of the hole. I don't know. We'll see. All right, Nick Mucinek, 6.7 second lead over second place. So Wesley lost even more time out there after that pit stop. But he's still got a good solid second place finish right now. And Phil Bedford, our point leader now, is back in 6th place. But I think we got a couple of guys. Yeah, there he goes, 5th. Couple of guys that are going to be pitting. He's coming up on Daniel Nanny, which just got done pitting, and he's dealing with some lap traffic right now. Looks like he's going to get by, and he's got a mirror full of Phil Bedford. Bedford, look at that closure rate. Bedford says, I'm going to pass you. I'm going to get by you. Here we go. Wow, Nanny holds him off. Good job. I drove it in too deep. Oh, and Bedford gets by. Wow, that was impressive, but I hated it for Daniel Nanny. He just drove it in there too deep, but wow, good run for Phil Bedford today. Man, I got to say, he's had an excellent run here. Oh, contact! Are you kidding me? Daniel Nanny just got into the back of him. Let's go back and check this out. Let's check it out from the chase view here. Now that was back when he passed Daniel Nanny. And he's okay on this corner, but the next corner, it looks like Phil might have checked up a little bit. Some lap cars right there, it looks like. And Daniel Nanny got a run on him. And it looks like he tried to do the crossover right there. And boy, he just took Phil Bedford right out. Ouch. Well, that's going to be costly for Phil Bedford because now he's got damage on that car and lost a couple positions too. He's going to be trying to chase down Daniel Nanny. Oh boy. I don't know what happened to Wesley Johnson, but he is now 19 seconds behind Nick Mucinek. Holy smoke. He looks like he's been into the wall maybe, or yeah, he is struggling right now. He is really struggling with that car. Got Jake Miller breathing down his neck now. Jake's car looks nice and clean. Wesley's got a little bit of damage on it. I don't know if he spun or something there. Maybe I'm seeing things. I don't know. It just looks like there might be a little damage on it. I don't know if we can, let me see. Let me ride along with him here and kind of check the car out. No, I guess not. See, that's what I'm saying. It looked like there was damage, but there isn't. He's good and clean. My bad. He may have had a scare. I don't know. 18 seconds up to the leader. Nick Mucinex has led 36 laps here tonight, folks, so far. What a run for Nick tonight, man. This is amazing. Well, I was going to see if Brandon Dennis, I was going to drag him up to the booth with me and talk with him, but I guess not. He left. So, okay. Yeah, temper's flaring, boys. Well, Wesley has closed the gap a little bit now. He's down to 16.4 seconds. So he's gained a couple of seconds on Nick Mucinex. So you know he is just driving everything out of that car. And you know what he's doing to them tires? He is wearing them out. Really wearing them out right now. All right, Nick Mucinex taking the flag here. That will make 11 laps to go for him with a 15-second lead over second place. But Jake Miller putting the pressure on right now. He is putting the pressure to Wesley. Man, I'm telling you. Wesley cannot afford to make a mistake now. He's blinking a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. Wesley can't afford to make a mistake. He's got to stay right with it here. If he makes a mistake, Jake Miller is going to take advantage of that. You can bet. I would. I definitely would. And Jake keeps blinking. Man, oh man. That's got to be kind of frustrating for Wesley. Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, he's taking a look. Wow, that was very impressive right there. He took a look to the inside, but man, he couldn't make it stick. And with that blinking, it really makes it difficult for Wesley to know where he's at on the track, if he's going inside, outside, or where he's at. Best thing for him to do is just pay attention out the windshield. Don't worry about what's going on behind him, right? Hold your line, do your job, stay focused. He is keeping the pressure on him big time, man. I'm telling you, that's awesome. And you know, by the time this gets down to a couple to go or something, you never know. Jake could possibly try to pass him. Wesley trying to break that draft right now. Down the backstretch here, he's trying to break that draft. Ten laps to go. Oh, we got one with the hood up. Oh, just ahead of the leader. Oh, man, no. How do you drive with the hood up, huh? How is he seeing? What the heck? How do you see out the window? Okay. How is he able to see? Are you kidding me? Really? I can't even get a roll bar shot. Look at that. Roof cam out of commission. All right, leader gets by. That's William Barbagelata. Now, I'm assuming he's probably going to come to Pay Road. I would hope, anyhow. I don't know how you could drive another 9 laps like that. Holy smoke. That's the new damage model right there, folks. I don't know how he's driving that car. I really do not know. I hope he comes to pit road and gets a new, or gets a reset or whatever. He's not coming in. How is he driving that? Wow. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable right there. He's just still hanging on to it. Well, Wesley has closed the gap to 12.8 seconds. And I think it's because Jake Miller has been pushing the heck out of him. Jake's pushing him hard, just waiting for him to make a mistake right now. Eight laps to go here at Watkins Glen tonight, folks. And again, like I said, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate that. Wow, sorry about that. Went down the wrong pipe. Well, I guess we managed to make it through it. We only dropped 12,000 frames, but that's better than the other night when I dropped 34,000 frames. And that was only like in about the first, what was it, about the first half an hour? I dropped 34,000 frames. That was unbelievable. I just shut the broadcast off. I couldn't finish it like that. 12,000 tonight I can deal with. And hopefully the internet keeps getting better by the day. I hope. I keep my fingers crossed. They're still looking into some things and trying to work out all the details and figure out what could possibly be causing this. And but they're not really sure. All right, Phil Bedford, our point leader. Right now, if they finish the way they are right now, Wesley will have gained about 4 points on Phil, so Phil still be the point leader, but only by 4 points instead of 8. Third place, Christopher Heller in the points. He's third in the points, but running fourth on the track. He could, well, he'll close up a little bit too on him. Yeah, because he's 2 positions ahead of Phil, so he would gain 2 points on him. So yeah, he would be about, well, I don't know how it all shakes out, but he'll still be third in the points there, but because Wesley's going to finish ahead of him. The points positions for the top 3 are not going to change. Now, Daniel Nanny After that contact there with Phil Bedford earlier, he stuffed them into the fence there, coming out of the the last turn. I think I said turn 4, didn't I? It's not turn 4. I think it's turn 11, the last turn. And he's okay though, but he did pick up that position, put himself into the top 5. He is 4th in the point. Definitely needs this. And Jake Miller, the way he's been running, man, this is going to help him in the points a little too. Finishing in the top 3, that would be pretty cool. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if he's done yet. He has really been working over the back of Wesley's car, and when he's not blinking. 5 to go, folks. 5 laps to go. .3 seconds up to the leader, Nick Mucinek. Nick has just been having an impressive run here today. He loves these cars. He loves this track. We'll talk to him here at the end. Hopefully, if he wins this, we'll get to talk to Nick. He is in Discord. 11.8 seconds back to Wesley. And Jake Miller, looks like Jake's kind of backed off a little bit right now. He might be pulling his tires off to make a late race run. Hey, you just never know. Could be off a little bit. Uh-oh. Well, sorry about that, folks. It was like my internet blinked. I know we've been having all kinds of weird things going on. I'm telling you, I don't get it. I really do not get it. It was like my internet just blinked completely out. Kind of weird. All right, Wesley Johnson now 12.2 seconds back. And Jake Miller started. Daniel Durzik picking up 2 positions. He's in 9th now. Brandon Barkowski, 10th place. These guys are a lap down back here, but that's right where he started. William Barbagelata still driving around with that hood. Man, I'm telling you, I know that it's got back down a little bit, but I can't figure out how he would see over that thing, but he's still out there running. And Chris Phillip. And man, that car is so tore up, I don't know how he can even drive that thing. Just a hunk of junk out there on the track right now. Just trying to make it to the end. All right, Nick Mucinek coming around to take 2 to go this time by. 2 laps to go, folks, here at Watkins Glen. I think there's some stuff going on at YouTube right now, or Google, I should say, out there in California. I just think there's a lot of stuff going on we probably don't even know about, you know. It's affecting YouTube right now. Plus, I am having some internet problems, but as you've seen, I just completely lost internet there for a minute. The car blinked out, my internet shut down, everything. But everything seems to be okay for right now. Wesley, 12 seconds, or well, I should say 11.1, excuse me, behind Nick Mucinek. Nick, I think, has slowed it down just a little bit here. He's coming around to get the white flag this time by. That would make 49 laps he will have led out of the 50. What a dominating performance. Still 11-second lead, so he can kind of cruise around here gingerly. Don't need to push it too awful hard. This is it right here, folks. Final lap, white flag, and it will be over. Next week, they go to Pocono. So make sure you're here for Pocono, and it'll be the old Pocono, actually, the legacy track. So that'll be kind of fun. This car's made for a track like that. They're going to see some high speeds there for sure. Wesley Johnson's still 11 seconds. He knows there's nothing he can do to catch up to Nick Mucinex, but he has got himself away from Jake Miller enough to hang on to second. Great job for him. And Jake Miller thinking, man, if I could just get to Wesley, I might be able to pass him, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And Nick Mucinex coming out of the final corner, going to bring it home here tonight at Watkins Glen with his first win with the first race. Man, what a job for him. A dominating performance, leading 49 laps out of the 50. Congratulations to Nick, man. That is awesome. He did an awesome job right there. Awesome job. Well, we'll get these guys down here in just a minute to talk to them, so hang on, folks. All right, we caught up with tonight's winner, Nick Mucinex. Nick, tell us about that win, man. Dominate performance, 49 out of the 50 laps you led here tonight.
Kind of, yeah. This is one of my favorite tracks. I'm from like 2 hours away from here too. Definitely my favorite car in iRacing. I've probably got more hours in this car than I do every other car in iRacing combined. I really have a good handle on how they behave. And particularly around tracks like Watkins Glen that I've driven a lot in a variety of cars. It just felt comfortable and natural, you know?
Well, it's pretty impressive run for your debut here with the league, because these guys are good. Wesley's good, Phil, Jake, these guys are pretty good in these cars. And you come out here, on a road course. I guess that's a good way to debut a race for you, out on a road course like that, because I know you're good at road course. Well, you guys go to Pocono next week, and that's a big track. We know it, 2.5 miles, 3 different corners. It's going to be no more left turn, or no more right turns, excuse me, all left turns. So what's your thoughts on that compared to this week?
It really wildly depends on how the setup is for me. Like, I am never really good on iRacing when the car has to be driven almost specifically with the wheel, right? If you can modulate the throttle a lot, I tend to be able to do really well. Part of how I can do decent with these cars is by the way you can transfer the weight and get on the throttle at the same time right around the apex of the turn. You can kind of plant the rear end and get a more straight shot a lot of the time, which tends to lend well to driving them at road courses or a track like Martinsville or New Hampshire, right? Pocono is more of a momentum track. You can't do that as much just due to the sheer size of the turns and it being more or less flat for half the track. So if we can get on the gas and feel the car turn and not push, I'll probably do well. If not, then I'm not sure, honestly. I'm also not a big fan of Pocono, if that wasn't really clear.
Well, now, kind of rewinding back to tonight again here, now 50% fuel in these cars kind of made that back end a little bit lighter. Do you think maybe having a full tank of fuel in there would have been beneficial, or do you think having the half a tank was good?
It definitely made the car lighter and more nimble. I can imagine that if it was a full tank of fuel for at least the first half of the run, we would have been probably sliding a lot more on corner entry and having to be more careful as we rotate in.
Right.
So, particularly up the S's, because the back end on this, with how light it was, you had to be careful on either cold tires, fresh tires, worn tires. It was more or less the same the entire run. The back end always wanted to kick out and loop on you.
Right.
So, with a full tank of fuel, I can imagine it would have been a bit more boaty through there
Right.
and would have had more or less the same feelings. That was just all on the rear shocks. That wasn't really
Mm.
it wasn't really a fuel thing.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, Nick, your debut race, you pull out the win here at Watkins Glen. Excuse me. Good luck
Wow,
next week
Pocono
at
changed a lot.
Yeah. Good luck next week at Pocono. That's what I meant to say. But who you got to
Yeah.
thank for this win tonight?
Got to thank Wesley for letting me in the first place. I know a lot of the time it's a bit strange to accept people who admittedly can only really run part time because everyone wants full timers in their leagues, you know.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely appreciate that because these are a blast to drive, and I will drive these cars whenever I have the opportunity. Thanks to you guys for putting on the stream. I've always enjoyed watching them. It's actually watching the last race you streamed with these that
Mhm.
got me signing up for it, you know, because that was
Oh,
my first
very
exposure
good.
to it. And I mean, I kind of have to thank my mom because she's a lovely woman, and I've kind of just developed a
Aw.
promise to do that in all of these.
Aw, that's pretty cool, man. All right. Well,
And my
Nick.
dad too, but
Oh, yeah. Don't forget your dad. Jeez, oh man. All right, Nick. Well, thanks for talking with us. Congrats on that win. Go celebrate it, and we'll see you next week at Pocono, buddy.
Absolutely. See you at Pocono, buddy.
All right. Okay, let's get to second place here. Wesley Johnson did come home second. Wesley, you didn't get the lead a lap here tonight, but you did finish ahead of your point competitor there, Phil Bedford, by a couple of positions. So tell me about the
Yeah.
race out there after having to serve that penalty, which I thought you just gave yourself an EOL, but you served that penalty at the beginning of the race, had to go back to the back of the field, and man, it did take you no time at all to get up there to the front.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have a thing in our league just to keep a green flag, or more of an incentive to keep a green flag. When somebody causes a wreck or whatever, then they get a strike and they'll get an EOL the next race. And if they cause two cautions, then they'll have to sit out the next race. But as you saw last week, I put my teammate in the wall accidentally, and really regretting that because I might have been able to pull out a win here. But it was definitely a handful getting through the field. I was on charge that first run. Then the second, third run, I really couldn't close up on Nick there, and kind of regretting bringing him into the league. But hey, the more competition, the better.
That's
But yeah,
right. All it does is make you better, you know?
yeah. But that car
Uh,
was that thing was a handful. On that last run, I looped it coming out of the S's, and then not only losing all that time, but spinning around burned off a lot more fuel. So then I had to save fuel, and then I had Jake on my tail, and
yep.
that was I saw him sticking his nose in there. I was like, nope.
Yeah, I didn't see you spin. I was on somebody else when you did that, but when I come back up to you, I noticed you were like 22 seconds back. What the heck happened? Well, then,
Yeah,
looking at the paint job on the car, I thought I seen damage, but I went down and I looked the car over and I didn't see any damage. And I thought, good, you didn't hit the wall or anything. You must have just looped it or something. So that explains a lot right there.
all I saw is he was 7 seconds ahead of me, and I was trying to give her hell, and it
Yep.
it didn't work out.
Nope. Well, I wanted to talk to you about going back to like the pit stops there because it just seemed like every time you guys pitted, when Nick pitted, you pitted too. And was he just that better at making his pit stops or what was the deal there? Because he would always come out and gain a couple of seconds, away from you further.
Yeah, it's really hard to see your pit sign when there's a car parked right in front of it, which
Yeah.
Nick was there, so I'm sure that
Sure.
had something to do with it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. All right. Well, Wesley, who you got to thank for this second place?
My sponsor, We're Gonna Lose. You can check out his YouTube channel. Just type in We're Gonna Lose. Does a bunch of funny reaction stuff and all that. And want to thank everybody in the league. I try to bring all these guys together, create a good league, and I think I've done a successful job, and I want to thank you, Rudy, because you're an excellent broadcaster. And
Thank you.
do have a hell of a show. So thanks a lot.
All right, buddy. Well, go celebrate that second place. We'll see you next week at Pocono.
Yeah, I was starting to think I was bad luck because every time you broadcasted, I'd always screw up and end up getting wrecked or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know it. All right. All
Thanks a
right,
lot.
Jake Miller, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me about your race out there, man. You were really putting the old bumper to Wesley there for a while, and then toward the end, you kind of backed off a little. What happened?
I didn't know if he had damage from when he spun or if he was just even. I've only had about like 100 laps of practice on this track, so I was quite new. So I didn't expect me to be anywhere close to Wesley until he spun. So I think I just used up my tires, and towards like 5 to go, I started getting real loose everywhere.
Uh-huh. Well, solid run for you, Jake. You started third, finished third, man. You can't, hard to beat that, you know?
Yeah, I can't complain about it.
Well, now that you've ran some laps here at Watkins Glen, how do you feel about the track? Feel a little bit more comfortable with it?
Oh yeah, it's a good flowing track, and it was really coming to me towards the end when I was checking the lap times, and I was running pretty consistent with.
Well, great race out there, Jake. Now you guys go to Pocono next week. What's your thoughts on that? How do you think you'll run?
Never ran a lap or at Pocono with these cars, so it'll be interesting.
Oh boy. Well, let me tell you, 3 different, totally different corners that you got to go around the tricky triangle. And they don't call it the tricky triangle for nothing, because it can be tricky. So you just got to get yourself in a rhythm and stay with it. So I wish you the best of luck next week. But finishing third here tonight, who you got to thank for it, Jake?
I want to thank Wes for putting on the league, and you for putting on the broadcast, and my parents, and Ron, if he's still watching, because he's probably my biggest supporter.
Very good. Very good. It's always cool to have, fans that tune in to watch your race. Pretty cool. So.
Oh.
All right, Jake. Well, we'll catch you next week at Pocono. Again, congratulations on third.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're going to run down through the final results here. All right, Nick Mucinex coming home with the win here tonight. Wesley Johnson second, Jake Miller third, Christopher Heller fourth, Daniel Nanny will finish fifth. Phil Bedford, our points leader, I think he's still going to hold on to the point lead, though. He will finish in sixth place. It's Samuel Hoff seventh, Spencer Dewsbury eighth, Brandon Burkowski in ninth, Daniel Durzik in 10th, William Barbagelata in 11th place, Chris Phillip in 12th, Kyle Hall 13th, Matt Daniels 14th, Chip Park 15th, Brandon Dennis will finish 16th, Michael Suit in 17th, and Jacob Manning rounding out the field in 18th position. So again, congratulations to our winner here tonight for his debut race, Nick Molinex, bringing home the win here tonight at Watkins Glen. Folks, they'll be back at Pocono, the legacy Pocono, the old Pocono, next week. So tune in then, and hopefully I got my internet fixed by then. So, all right, folks, have a good night. Stay safe. Take care.